everyone, Mohinder here from Endeavour Study Center again. So you might have seen my previous video before. I discussed all the question types in PTE in my previous video, speaking, listening and writing. And we also talked about a bit of comparison between PTE and IELTS in my last video. So the purpose of today's video is to discuss with you guys all the question types in the speaking module, and specifically in speaking module we are going to discuss two most important question types in speaking module, which are read aloud and repeat sentence. So let's get started. So before I start explaining speaking module, I would like all of you to see we have our number there, +61 455 903521. We operate online classes as well as we have a center in Adelaide. So any of you, if you're looking for equality PT coaching, you can get in touch with us. You can WhatsApp us or you can give us a call, or even you can send us a message on our Facebook page. And some of you guys who are looking for a free resource to practice, a quality free resource to practice, you can use our portal, which can be used as a guest user. So you just have to log into our website, which is www.endeavourstudy.com.au, and you just have to click the guest login tab, and from there you can create an account for you. You will have access to the portal, or some question types in the portal, which most of our enrolled students use. So let's get started with our speaking module. So as we have discussed earlier in previous video, we have read aloud. That's the first question type in speaking module, followed by repeat sentence, and then describe image, followed by read a lecture and answer short questions. So let's take them one by one. So first of all, look at read aloud. So in the exam, you're going to get anything between 4 to 7 read aloud. So that's very important to understand how many questions you expect. This is a bit of challenge in the exam, that if you don't know what is the expected number of questions, you're not ready for the next question, because there won't be any screen between your first, once you finish your read aloud, all of a sudden you're going to switch to repeat sentence without any information in between, any screen in between showing you that what next question is coming up. So if you do not know the sequence, it is going to be very difficult for you. So let's look at read aloud. I'm going to discuss read aloud in detail in a minute. So let's look at the scoring of read aloud. Now in a read aloud, you do two activities. So you read a given text and you speak. So while you are reading it, so you're speaking it loud. So you get score for reading and you get score for speaking. Now this question type is make or break the game for most PT aspirants, especially if you're chasing 65 and 79 plus. Because if you do not get maximum out of this, your score is going to affect in reading module. I'm going to discuss those statistics in terms of how many points you can get from read aloud when I discuss that question in detail. So let's look at repeat sentence now. So after read aloud, you're going to have repeat sentence. In repeat sentence, you will have a 3 seconds waiting time. A sentence will play, and after 1 second you have to speak the sentence back. So this is the second question type, which we are going to discuss in detail in a minute. Third question type is a describe image. So in describe image, they give you 25 seconds waiting time, and then you have to give a 40-second answer as a response for your describe image. Now you get 6 to 7 number of questions in the exam, and this question type carries approximately 22 points out of 90 in your speaking only. Read a lecture is followed by describe image, in which you'll listen to 90 seconds audio, and then you have 10 seconds preparation time, and you have to speak for 40 seconds about the main points of the audio. You get 2 to 3 number of questions here. So again, 2 to 3 number of questions here, sometimes even 5, right? Anything between 2 to 5, and then this question type scores you for listening as well as for speaking. Then followed by read a lecture is your answer short questions, which will give you approximately score approximately in 2 to 3 points towards your speaking, and then you will have 5 to 6 points towards your listening from answer short questions. So answer short question is a question type in which they are not looking for your knowledge, but what they are looking for, are you able to identify the correct word they are looking for in your answer. So just one word or a phrase answer is something what we need for answer short questions. So I'm going to discuss describe, image and read the lecture and answer short questions in the videos, subsequent videos later. Today we'll discuss in detail the strategies and tips for your read aloud. So guys, I have to say here one thing. All the students who landed eventually at Endeavour Study Center after doing exam multiple times, what we worked with them was some of those errors they was doing as they were following wrong strategies, and one of them was read aloud. Now in read aloud, this is the first question type. In PTE, speaking is all about confidence. If you're not confident about what you're speaking, obviously you will not have that authority in your voice. So be confident on the exam day and prepare really well, because if you prepare well, only then you would be confident. So in simple words, so if you don't work hard, then you won't have that confidence going into the exam. So let's look at read aloud. So look at the question name, read aloud. So that means you have to read a text loudly for the computer. So you get 35 seconds waiting time in this question type. So before we do read aloud, I'll also discuss a little bit about introduction. So introduction is the first part in speaking module, which is not scored. You're required to give 30 seconds introduction. You have to give, they always give you three or four bullet points from which you have to speak about your introduction. So always prepare well for introduction, because if you stuff your introduction well, then obviously you're going to carry that impression to your read aloud as well. So be prepared, 5 sentences, and every time you speak those 5 sentences so that you're confident what you're speaking. It's always important to get to a flying start at the beginning, because if you miss that flying start, you're going to carry that impression to the later parts or subsequent question types in the exam. So after introduction, you will have read aloud. This is the first question type in speaking module. So in this question type, they give you 35 seconds waiting time or preparation time, and then after that you have a beep sound, and then they have 40 seconds timer for you to give your response. Now most people will finish between 20 to 25 seconds. That's the ideal time if you are reading it with the appropriate phrasing, appropriate pauses, and with good pronunciation. So most people will be done within 20 to 25 seconds, but it's always good to take a little extra time for the longer options, for the longer questions, and a little less time in the questions where the text is very small. So so the first tip for read aloud is, while you're in the waiting time or preparation time, don't be quiet. Read your text loud in the waiting time. In that way, when you are reading it for the second time, you will already know what the message author wants to convey by writing those lines. And you will also be able to identify your pauses, your commas, your hyphens or brackets, or any of those full stops you have, right? So make sure that you read in the waiting time. You will also come across difficult words during your waiting time. So once you have read it, once 35 seconds are too long. Most people are done with 20 seconds in reading in the first go. You would still have 15 seconds to work on those difficult words to create their pronunciation. Now second one is identify difficult words. So we have discussed and create your strategy to pronounce them. Reflect pauses, big pauses and small pauses. So big pause is a full stop, and small pauses are any punctuation mark apart from full stop, such as commas, hyphens, colons, any brackets and things like that. Be confident. Read aloud is all about confidence. Even if you have done a mistake, it's okay. Don't repeat. Don't speak it again. Just continue with the rest of the part. Don't repeat. Don't rush. Some people rush like anything. Don't rush at the cost of the clarity in your speech. So you should be clear and fluent at the same time. Not just fluent, but there's no clarity. There's no point of speaking something which someone is not able to understand. Remember guys, although many people sell that there are many tricks in PTE, what we have observed that there are no tricks. It's just basic English speaking, speaking and English writing. So as long as you're confident with English, you're going to do well here. Don't repeat. and click next when you are finished speaking. So you have to click next when you are finished speaking. Now I just missed in the beginning the scoring. So read aloud is scored for 3 scoring criteria. First one is the content. You have maximum 5 marks in the content. So this is the scoring for read aloud is very tight in terms of how they grade your answer. So first one is so because in this question type you are speaking, and so you get score for speaking, and you also get score for reading because you are reading. So up to 28 points, 28 to 30 points in reading out of 90 will come from read aloud, and approximately similar points will come will go towards your speaking from your read aloud. So you have 3 scoring criteria: content, oral fluency, and pronunciation. So I wouldn't worry too much about oral fluency and the pronunciation in read aloud to begin with, but most important thing is the content. So content means if you replace one word with a different word, or if you miss a word, then out of 5 there are maximum 5 in the content in read aloud. So out of these 5 you're going to come down to 4, and then similarly 5 here and 5 here. So don't miss any word, don't replace any word. That's very important in read aloud. If you do so, you're going to lose points towards your reading module if you miss a word. If you miss 2 to 3 words, and then you're going to lose 2 points for content. And I believe that your content score also impacts your oral fluency and pronunciation, because that's the main skill they want you to be able to do, that to read a given text with fluency and with the right pronunciation, to convey the message about those lines to the person who is listening to you. So very important, read aloud. Now another mistake with read aloud most people do: sir, can we if you don't know the pronunciation of the word, can we skip that word? Yes, you can skip that word, but any deletion, any addition, any skipping of the word is going to cost you. For every word you're going to cost you 1 mark in the content, and that is going to reduce your score in your reading module. My understanding is that if you speak the word, even if it is not spoken correctly, you would still there's likelihood of getting points towards your reading module instead of not speaking it at all. So that's very important to understand. Try not to skip. So prepare well, okay? Get someone to help you if you're really struggling. And obviously this is a skill you're going to need, so you should also, not only for the Pearson's purpose, but you can develop that reading skill by looking at any academic text. So we have I recommend few websites. For example, there's one website, sciencedaily.com. So go there, visit even in your mobile, and then whatever the text comes, try to read it. There are some other resources as well, 60-second science, which you can look at. That's also another good one, where you have the script and you also have the audios as well. Obviously get someone to help you. And I'm not going to talk in detail about pronunciation, but we will make another video for pronunciation separately, where we will address specifically pronunciation and the issue which students have coming from non-native English speaking backgrounds. And here I would say that I'm also coming from non-native English speaking background, and even my pronunciation wouldn't be 100%, but I've got 19 speaking, I've got 19 pronunciation. So it does matter. It's all about how you deliver it, your response, rather than it's not an accent when we talk of pronunciation. So I'll have another video for pronunciation later on, the common mistakes students do and how students perceive pronunciation scoring criteria in speaking as a whole. So this was about read aloud. Now let's move on to repeat sentence. So in repeat sentence is a question type in which you get 3 seconds waiting time. The moment you switch from last read aloud, you will get to repeat sentence, and you get 3 seconds waiting time. A sentence will play which will be academic, meaningful sentence, and after that you will have 1 second gap, and then your audio recording will open. You have to speak exactly the way you hear. Now guys, repeat sentence is a question type which is very important, very important, because repeat sentence can give you up to 32 points out of 90 in your speaking module, and it also involves your listening skills, so it will give you approximately 20 points in listening. Can you imagine? These points are make or break the game. So if you repeat sentence, and another thing challenging thing about repeat sentence is once you start it, repeat sentence, you get in the exam 10 to 11 or anything between 8 to 12 questions in the exam. It will be over in 2.5 minutes in the exam, and your game over, because if you haven't done well in this question type, that means you're going to suffer for your scores in your speaking module as well as in your listening module, because of its heavy scoring, approximately 32 out of 90 in speaking and 20 out of 90 in listening module. So there are no shortcuts to repeat sentence. This is what I was talking in the class in the morning as well, that some students say that okay, so you didn't listen to the sentence, you said that I have a bike and I like bikes and things like that. There are a lot of hue and cry out there, a lot of things, people trying to find shortcuts, but remember guys, work hard, learn the right strategies and do enough practice, and then be confident about yourself that you can do it. That's the only way we can master this repeat sentence. But quickly, let's see what strategies we can use. So first one is try to focus on understanding the sentence. Focus on understanding the sentence. Focus on understanding the meaning of the sentence. Because if you understand the meaning of the sentence, your brain is going to convert that sentence back into English naturally for meaning. It will try to match the meaning. But don't consider that repeat sentence is a test of your memory. It is never a test of your memory. It is the test of your understanding. So whatever the sentence you go through, try to understand the meaning of that sentence. Try to understand the meaning of those phrases. For example, in any given sentence, you will have a subject phrase, you will have a verb phrase, you will have object phrase, and you will have some other words which is known as modifier. So if you understand the keywords on those phrases, it would be easy for you to speak back the sentence, if not to the 100% accuracy, but at least 50, 60 or 70% of accuracy. Let's look at the scoring for repeat sentence first. So in repeat sentence, instead of, for example, in read aloud, you had 5 marks in the content. In repeat sentence, you have 3 marks in the content. So as long as you speak all sentence or more than 80% of the sentence, you're going to get full marks in the content. And then obviously they're also checking for oral fluency and your delivery and your pronunciation as well. So if you do not know the full sentence, speak as many as words you can. As long as your sentence makes some meaning, you will get something in the content. So getting something is much better than getting nothing. So for example, you had a sentence which went like this and you didn't know anything about it. Even then you try to make up something from the words you could understand from the prompt. Don't be silent. Now as I said, we should focus on understanding the sentence rather than memorizing it. So this is not a test of the memory. PT is not the test of the memory. It is the test of your understanding and your speaking. Alright, critical listening is very important. So see who was doing what. So in repeat sentence, so who was doing the action? That's your subject. Ask this question. And what was the action happening? That's your verb part. And then last one is what this action was affecting. That would be your object part. And what those keywords were. And it will help you to recreate the sentence. Now, speak as many as you can, as many as words you can from the question, from the audio, very important. Click next when finished. You have to click next when finished. Don't wait for your audio bar to fill till the end with the boxes, because when you are silent and if your next door neighbor is speaking his own sentence, there's likely possibility it may be recorded in your response and can affect your scoring. So in whole speaking module, especially in read aloud as well as repeat sentence, once you are finished, just click next. Be confident, and most of all, prepare well. Really important, prepare well. Don't think that in the exam you're going to feel confident without preparing well. So for the people who are preparing for PT, as I said before, if you visit our website, which is www.endeavorstudy.com.au, you can make a guest login from there, and then from there you can practice some real exam questions. I'm not a big fan of real exam questions, but it does help you if you get few questions from your existing resource. So, but we don't sell this idea. We have all the latest exam questions in our portal, and you can also access that portal as a guest login user. Now, these question types, if I put read aloud and repeat sentence together, how many points you can get from read aloud and repeat sentence together in speaking could be something around anything between 55 to 60 points out of 90 in speaking. So keep in mind 55 to 60 points just in 2 question types, in speaking. That means that you have to understand the importance of these 2 question types and prepare really well before you sit your PTE. So I hope I tried my best to explain repeat sentence and read aloud. If you do have any questions, don't hesitate to comment about this video in the comment sections, and definitely I'll consider those points when I do my next video, so that we can help you in the best possible way, especially for the people who are preparing from free resources. So if you guys feel that you need professional help for your preparation, feel free to give us a call if you're in Australia, +61 455 903 521, or you can also WhatsApp message us if you are not located in Australia, and we will get one of our team members to get in touch with you and discuss what your required score is, how best we can help you in the best possible way. Apart from that, work hard, keep yourself safe, and I'll see you guys back again in the next video. Thank you.